Hey guys, Hugh Shang here. Welcome to another Hugh Shang tutorials. Today we're going to be looking at Noodle Slurper, posted on All Things Terran. It says he needs some serious TVP help, so it's going to be part of my Helping Redditors series. I'm going to download this replay right now. I have not taken a look at it just yet, so we're going to be loading this up and viewing it together. Alright, here we go. Should be loading now. Perfect. So Minty is our Redditor here. So we're going to be looking at the TVP perspective. Looks like something's kind of wrong with my resolution here. Oh my god, it's terrible. There we go. Okay, we're good. Alright, so let's check out Minty. Fast forward this opening maybe. Minty is diamond level, so I'm sure Minty knows how to open up. Racks first. We'll make it CC with this. SCV, scout with the other one. Seems good so far. Another annoying Protoss probe harassing us. These Protoss players have no shame. That's me trying to fit in with you Terran players. Okay, Reaper, Marine. Everything looks good so far. So the build order is not the problem. Factory, pretty standard stuff. Maybe grab our gas. Looks like Protoss opened Cyber first, so we should maybe get our bunker before the gas. Fantastic. Look at this, Minty. On point. Okay, he's opening Adept. No tech just yet for Protoss. Everything looks great. So he's going for a Robo. Let's see if we can spot that. Obviously, if we can get that info, that would be ideal. But Protoss does have a decent setup. I definitely think Minty could have got in here and seen this Robo. It's probably more worth it to get the Tech Scout and lose the Reaper than not have the Tech Scout, at least in my opinion. But he's pretty set up. He's going for a mine drop. This should be fairly safe unless you're playing against Phoenix. Okay, he gets his scout in now. Sees two gates, sees the Robo. Pretty standard stuff. Probably gonna turn into a macro game. And this is definitely a build you can do the mine drop against. So let's see, what are the mines? Maybe he's wanting to play us a little more defensive. Nope, picking him up. Okay, good. Tank, Marine, third base. Pretty solid macro stuff. Honestly, this looks really great. I don't see any mistakes so far. Maybe the mine drop could have been a touch faster or something, but not really. And scan. Minty, are you sure you're a diamond? Alright, so this probably wants to be turning into a tech lab here, so we can do a double swap on the racks. Good. Not sure if the mine drop went in. Either way, this is all fine. Let's see if Minty knows about the third base. Not quite yet, so that's definitely something you're going to want to get info on pretty quick. Okay, so here we know he's expanded. It's a little late, so maybe Protoss is doing some sort of fast tech play. Honestly, his build just kind of sucks, so his forge is fairly fast on one base. Maybe this is okay, but it's not standard for sure. So here we have a third CC. Protoss is taking a really late expo, so this is definitely a game you don't want to be pushing. There's no real reason to push here. So I mean, this move out is something that probably shouldn't be happening, especially without upgrades. Like, I mean, as far as I'm concerned, this is just like a sacrifice to the Protoss gods. Please, have mercy. Don't cheese me. Don't throw DTs at me. Maybe this is a misrally. Okay. So Minty is going up to 5 racks. So this seems to be where some errors are happening. Like, we could definitely get quite a bit more bio before going into 4 and 5 racks. Especially in this scenario where Protoss is taking a third and probing quite a bit. Like, you can honestly have 14 workers here before you get these racks. Especially if you're making units out of your factory and your starport. Maybe if you're trying to go straight into like 5 racks, you can get these faster, but in this case it looks like you actually want to use your factory, so definitely could delay those 4th and 5th racks and have some more units here. And then that way you can get into more tech units that you want and be a little more greedy. But I mean, you're in an amazing position regardless. So let's see where the flaws happen, the big flaws. I think one of the main ones already is you're making so many tanks against someone who is playing Charged Archon. But you did scout a really late third, so expecting Colossus here is not out of the question. Yeah, so okay, so here you did see that he was playing Charged Archon, so I think it would have been a bit better if you weren't playing tanks, but
Somebody, get me out of this
let's see how this plays out.
We could use some help here.
Okay, so you're really oversaturated, so this is definitely one of the bigger flaws you want to fix, is you're going up to 76 SCVs, and you really should stop at about 66. 4cc is pretty good timing. Going into Ghost, I like the Ghost choice. Yeah, so the main critique I have so far is you're really missing a ton of cycles on your production. Like at this point in the game, you should easily have 20-30 supply more bio. And you really should not be going into Ghost this quickly. Because you have a lot more gas things to buy, like 2-2 for example. And just like Marauders, Medevacs, these kind of units, you should be focusing more on that. And you don't need Ghost for the first couple storms. Like you can just dodge these. You can split up and be fine, and then go into Ghost after when Protoss is getting really crazy on the High Templar. Second factory, okay. This could be a way to play TVP. Like I think Special right now is playing maybe 2 or 3 factory tank. So it's definitely possible to play mass tank with bio. But I wouldn't go into it the way you went into it here. Because you don't have the kind of upgrades that you would want if you're playing this style. Like you don't have any upgrades for your tank. You're committing a lot of resources to Ghost already instead of the tank. And yeah, so if you were going to do this style, you'd probably want to do this instead of Ghost, at least at this stage. Okay, so you've got a 4th base set up. Protoss is still on 3 base. You probably want some spotters over here. Like looking at your vision, you're pretty blind, so it's unclear from your perspective if Protoss is matching you in bases or if he's all in on 3 base, which is more what he's doing. Okay, and this is... Oh, so you mentioned in the post that you're struggling against run bias, and that's probably because you're getting a 4th orbital command instead of a planetary. Pretty much every base after 3 should be a planetary. So it's going to be extremely hard for you to defend these 2 bases if neither of them is a planetary. So make this one a planetary, and then this one's a little more susceptible, but you can maybe add a bunker for smalls out run bys, and you can keep your army over on this side, and that way it's easier to defend. So this might be one of the main problems. Yeah, Protoss is definitely behind here, so we should win this game. You're getting closer to maxed. 87 SCVs, this might hurt you as well. Like your army is just going to be pretty weak to attack with. Like you don't have enough supply. So if you get a planetary here, you stay on 66 SCV, maybe You can go higher if you want, but to be honest, I think 66 is a pretty good number to learn with. You get a little more army, and it's easier to win big fights. So yeah, come down on the SCVs. You'll have quite a bit more army. Let's see how you take the fight in a second. Yeah, this will easily be solved with a planetary. So you're coming into this fight with 1-2 upgrades against 2-0. So you're a little ahead. You could be a lot ahead if you were not getting your ghost so fast. So this could easily be, let's see, 12 minutes. This could easily be a 3-3 fight for you. You would still have the ghost as well. You would have just delayed them a little bit. So the way you're playing here with tanks makes your army really immobile. You also have liberators. So if you want to make this army, you can't just move out freely without trying to figure out where Protoss is. Like if you just try to come in here, see Protoss, and then insta siege, he's still going to wreck you, because these siege tanks need more time to set up than you're going to get from just seeing him. So the way to play this type of army is to set up some sort of counterattack while you're defending to make Protoss move his army out of position, and then get your army to where you want it while scanning. Like let's say you do like a big 3 or 4 medevac drop over here, and you force Protoss' army up here, and then you bring all of your tank army to the bottom. Then Protoss is super out of position, so you can continuously scan maybe this area to know when to siege. So maybe your army is getting into position over here. You finally see Protoss coming back to this area, siege up. You have lots of time to siege, and then that way your tanks are going to be ready by the time Protoss gets to this distance. Like this is where your tanks need to be hitting him already in order for them to work properly. So if he gets right next to you and then you siege, it's already over. Like he's already on top of you right now. So this is a rough to get in, and you're super distracted as well, so that doesn't help. Yeah, I can see why falling apart here, and it's not because you're playing this too badly. It's because you don't have the setup to make it easy for you. We got our ghost. We don't have any counter to his high Templar Archons anymore, and his army is basically countered by ghost. Like a couple EMPs destroys his whole army, so they are going to be pretty critical at this point. I'm assuming he just comes in here with Storm, and it's pretty hard for you to deal with. Yeah, the classic Terran struggle, the Storm. Yeah, I mean, so you definitely need to either have these tanks sieged for this fight, or you need to have a more mobile army. Honestly, I'd recommend you don't make so many tanks, because I think they're pretty tricky to play with. Like you have to be very map aware, and you have to be counter dropping to get good positions with your tanks. So it might be a bit easier for you if you just open with a few tanks for defense, and then you transition into something that's more Marauder Marine medevac heavy. Add your ghost. Against this type of army, you can add a lot of ghost. And if you want, go liberators, but honestly, you don't even need liberators against this type of army. You could just have Marine Marauder ghost, and that would be totally fine. And that's going to be an army that's a lot easier to take these quick engagements, so you won't need to set up that counter drop or scan like I was showing. Although it can be helpful, you won't need that as long as you your map is where the fight's happening and you can quickly cast your EMPs. Then you should be good to take quick fights. Of course, it's helpful to know where you're going to EMP in advance, so scanning's still good, but you could take them very quickly. So yeah, so 3 main things, I think. Planetary, that's going to stop all these run-bys. Make sure you get a turret for DTs. Keep your SCV count. This is closer to what it should be. You were at 89, I think, so you want to bring that down to 66 or 74. somewhere in there. I would recommend 66 though. And then the last thing I would do is change your composition to be something a little easier. I think tanks are hard actually. So I think something easier would be Marauder, Marine, Ghost, Medevac, and then you can add Vikings or Liberators depending on what Protoss does. Alright, cool. Hope you found this helpful. If you did, leave a like, subscribe. This is Hugh Shank Tutorials. I will see you in the next one. Peace.